Good morning, everybody. I hope that you are doing well. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Collective, this is going to be a message for you. I feel like there's a lot of things going on in the ethers. And I think that everybody's probably being affected by that. So we're going to roll with that as I sit here this morning to do this read for you all. I hope that you are doing well. Thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, and commented. For those who joined me for the live yesterday, it was an impromptu, potentially, maybe. Expect more of those, depending. It was fun to do that. I'm glad. It started off as mediumship and then turned into some answering of questions. So maybe we'll do some live questions or something here in the near future. And, you know, you never know with me. It's whatever I'm guided to do, so I just kind of wing it in that regard. So, yeah. That's the way it is. Personal reads are open. That information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. Channel memberships are open. Channel members, if you are a part of that group, thank you very much. And a video will be coming out to you here within the next day or so. So just heads up, keep an eye out for that. All right, guys, let's just get straight down to it here. Spirit, for the collective, what is... They're talking about, isn't it apparent? Saturn. Ooh, Saturn and exploration. You know, this is exploring the things in your life that are requiring growth and change. Isn't it, I'm hearing, isn't it evident, and wouldn't it be nice if? So you could be really starting to kind of dream up results, solutions, resolve to particular situations that are affecting your ability to grow, Spirit is saying. So we'll see what that Spirit's saying. Exploring your options in general. It's a timetable of effect. Okay, so they're actually bringing up the periodic table. This is strange, and I know enough. I don't know a lot as far as that goes, right? Like school was not my thing. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. You think about all the different elements. How many elements? I forget how many elements there are on the periodic table. This is, it's like, trying to find the best way to explain this. It is like there are certain elements that would work together very well. There are other elements that do not work together so well, right? And it's kind of like this trial and error period, collective, of what does work, what doesn't work. No surprise with Mars and Mercury both in retrograde until the 15th for Mercury, and then February 23rd until Mars goes direct. This is about like trial and error, testing the results of the possibilities. The possibilities, Spirit saying, are endless of the ways that you could do things, but there are still certain key points that don't work, right? And I do think that right now you're kind of testing the waters of what does work and what doesn't work. And there could be a lot of emotional energy that comes in with that. Gauge yourself, Spirit is saying, on the antics of others. So, you know, this could be people, you know, you got to kind of like keep your anger at bay. You got to kind of handle yourself in a very truthful, diplomatic, professional sort of sense, whatever this might be for you. But Spirit saying, but there will be a way forward. You're starting to see that. And it's like, I feel like we've been kind of like waiting for the dust cloud to settle, but I'm going to tell you that I feel like with this full moon in Gemini coming up on the 15th, I don't think we're going to get a lot of that clarity until after that full moon. Okay. And at the same time, that's when Mercury goes direct. So, you know, you've got two major situations taking place on the same day, which I think is what, Sunday? I don't even know what date it is anymore. Like all the days are just running together. I'm like, I know it's Wednesday, I think, right? I think today's Wednesday. So we've got all these things kind of running in together, and there could be some confusion around that. It's like, is the mathing, right? Like, if I add up all of these things, what is not coming out to a... Spirit's calling it a functional number. Again, math was not my thing. I do numerology, fantastic. Human math, forget it. So, you know, and maybe that's kind of how you feel, like you're almost talking two different languages when you're dealing with other people. Again, Mercury being in retrograde. So it's like you have a viewpoint, they've got a viewpoint, and they're not coming in. Yeah, moon perception. This trine, you know, you could feel like right now some things are being push down. Other people could be having an expectation of you to push down and a creative outlet for yourself. And I think on the inside, collective, there's a history here of that. I'm gonna go so far as to call it abuse. Big word. You think about it. It's like people who abuse their power, right? They tell you this is the way you have to be. This is what you have to do. It has to be on these terms and conditions. You're familiar with this feeling. For a lot of you, this is something that I think that is you've done the inner child healing. You've done the self. You've worked on all of these things. There could be a level of frustration that comes in with that goes, you know what? I've dealt with this before. Not doing it again. I've dealt with this. Not doing it again. You're seeing the pattern, and you're immersing yourself into the future of what you want, what you desire, what you need, what you crave. There are people who are still very stuck in a past way of doing, the past way of being. Spirit saying failure to integrate what the reality of the future looks like. And you could be very forward focused, very future focused, going, I'm ready for these changes. Cat's running around the house, and the dog's going to start whining because she can't get out right now. So that's that. All right. Pluto. You know, Pluto, the rebirth, there's some Scorpio energy there, and Pluto moving into Aquarius. As we know, we've beaten that horse continuously. This is creating some tension. This is creating tension around the people that you're working with, the people that you're living with, the people that you're aligning with or have been aligned with. I don't want to say that you are aligning with, but ones that I feel like are closest to you. These could be people that have been in your life for a very, very long time. These could be people that are, Spirit is saying, are working their way out of your life as well. But there is like, where have I poured too much into this? Like, I've given everything. And for some of you, this could be asking others to pour back into your cup. It's like standing up and acknowledging, you know what, for the last 3 years, I've poured and I've given and I've done. And now I'm asking for this grace in return. I'm asking for this space to breathe in return. I'm asking for the space of creativity for myself. And you're not willing to give. And now all of a sudden we're squaring off here. And, you know, this is sometimes people who have crossed boundaries, right? These are people who, jobs that have, you know, had you sacrifice yourself for things that were beneficial to them and not to you. It's like, I've put in my work. I've paid my dues. Don't want to continue to do this, right? So that's a lot of this energy that's coming through right now. So let's see what else. What else, Spirit? What else for the collective today? Okay, we're gonna switch decks apparently. Stop. Lay down. The dog is like, unfair treatment. The cat is out, free to roam, and I am not. So there you go, if that's not the theme. All right, let's see here. We're going to use a very different deck than I usually use. The moon, a lot of moon energy. So there's a lot of going on around this full moon in Gemini. Again, let's see. Okay, so for some of you, the masculine is having a very hard time. I think the masculine here is illuminating, and 13 being that of the death card, and the moon coming out underneath. So with this energy, hang on. Hey. Enough from you, enough from you. Real life, all the time. Never fails. The masculine is having a hard time. They may be very used to, you know, we'll call it leading the way, going, this is the way we're going to do things. And it doesn't matter if it's male or female, them, they. It does not matter what the gender of this person is. It's how do they show up in their dominance. Are they the one to dictate how things are going? Are they the one that says, this is the way that we're all going to get along? This is the only way forward. And I do feel like there's some pushback and resistance likely coming from you, collective, that says, I'm not following the rules, right? This is kind of like rule breaking. And we think about Pluto and Aquarius. This is also where those traditions, the way that we've done things are changing. The structures are changing. And that's also some Saturn energy with structures. This moon, it's going to deflate a few egos. I think it's going to be a humbling experience for some. These are the people that feed their ego in a negative sense. Some of you, it's almost like, the way I see this is like, an example is, your husband is like, you know what, I think you need to go back to the workforce. And they push you off into this group of people, these situations who, it looks beautiful with the surface. Like, oh, this sounds like a too good to be true. Ooh, I'm going to jump into this kind of feeling. It's like someone's going, you have to do this. You do. And this is something you could have done some time ago. Okay, I'm gonna go back as far as 17 months ago. May even have been when we talk about that Gemini full moon, that closes out a 6-month cycle. For some of you, this has gone on, not this past Gemini season, but the Gemini season before. So 2023, June of 2023, May, June of 2023. You need to do more. It's not enough. So you get into this arena of something, and it's proven itself to be toxic, dealing with people who were not authentic, starting to really see like the limelight, the shadows, what has been in the shadows with certain people. 17 again, so Aquarius energy, star energy. What has been going on since, I would say, 17 months ago? Did you see a shift in certain people? And I would say to you too, if you go back to that time frame, there was likely a specific situation of somebody or something that was slowly working their way out of your life till finally it erupted. Even though these cycles typically go back 6 months, certain energies, depending on you, in your placement, your birth chart and whatnot, they can go back further. And I do feel like this is something, we talk about the culmination. There's a pattern of behavior that you have dealt with in the past 17 months that is indicative to this, okay? So could be different people in different situations at this point, almost 2 years later, but the pattern, the behavior is the same. They feel sly, they feel slick, they feel, it's like somebody else too, collective, could know, like have this knowing around you to what these people are like. And I think that it's kind of like you're in this place of standing alone with this card. It's like you show up beautifully, you show up abundantly, you show up, ready to go, ready to dig your hands into the dirt and get whatever needs to be done. Somebody else feels docile to me. They don't feel like they are as energetic as you can be getting into things. They tend to lean into that more toxic side, or also dealing with other people who have a lower lying agenda. It's like they work for, I don't know, it's like they work for the devil's side of things, right? Like they work under that fear. They work under the suspicions of others, and they kind of conform to a certain way. It's like you see this snake. Like, I can't get away from this feeling. You see this snake. It's slithering. As much as I am a Scorpio, I don't like snakes. I just don't like them. They're sneaky as fuck. I don't like them. This bird knows that snake is there. That peacock knows that snake is there. So if I tuck my feathers down and I just stay still, if I stay small, if I stay in that space, it'll pass me by. There's a fear attached to that, right? Then there's this one. I don't care. I'm going to spread my wings and fly. There's a conformity in this libido card. And maybe you've been around people like this. Maybe you have friends or family that are like this, coworkers that are like this. It's going to be about your perception of the situation, right? The subconscious fear of if I evolve. See, there's the mother card. So here we go. Never the mother card, the puzzle, the cave, the moon. Telling you, devaluing, demeaning, giving you all the reasons why you can't do X, Y, and Z. An inner critic even within you, collective, that says these are all the reasons that you can't do these things. Some of you too, it's also confusion right now. Not being able to see the path forward, lacking the clarity that you feel that you need to press on. This is a defining moment, collective, to where you get down to the root of you within. This isn't asking other people what they think you should do or what conditions you should do them under, but asking yourself what it is that you need. and how you move forward in that, despite this energy of the moon. Okay, so let's see what else is coming up. I hope that's resonating with you all. Spirit's using the analogy of it's time to weed your garden. When you're done weeding things out after this Gemini full moon, you may feel like there's not a lot left. Some of you could be rekindling connections with family that were kind of separated based on a misconception of something as well. That's for a few of you. I don't feel like that's a whole lot of you. But it's also, I think there's an emotional understanding with you and others. So if you've been down a particular road, like the one thing that I will use probably forever and always is the domestic violence. I went through it multiple times in my life, unfortunately. After going through that space of healing for that, was able to work with others. I had a lot of people under the same conditions that I would sit and work with as a result of that. Having something very difficult of that sense, then being able to sit down with that empathetic bone and be able to come together around this particular wound. The Queen of Cups, Three of Pentacles. You could be working with other feminine energies. Again, does not matter your gender or how you identify. This is working with people that are going to be giving and nurturing to things. If they've been sitting in a dominant energy, the feminine energy of love, nurture, care, growth is starting to supersede that masculine, I'm going to take the reins and this is how we're going to do shit. We're either working together, collaborating together, loving this together, doing these things together. This is an energy that is going to overtake those that have held back. So it's like, if they've been very much stuck in this position of this is how this is going to be, this Queen of Cups is overriding that father energy going, we don't point and demand, we love and nurture. You know, it's like, yesterday I took a walk. First time I've done that in a while, and I was like, I gotta get outside. And I'm walking around this trail, and Spirit's like, Bob Marley, Three Little Birds. So I left my earphones at home, so I've got it on my phone. I pull it up, and I'm listening to it on YouTube, and I'm just walking the whole, I mean, there was nobody else out there, but there was like 3 squirrels, and there were 3 particular birds, three blackbirds, and they were out there squawking, and I'm like, 3 little birds, 3 little squirrels. They weren't so little, they were pretty chubby, but letting that song resonate out to the room in that space, so anything or anyone could hear it. It brought in that energy, right? Why I say that to you is like, that's how there's a dynamic of 3. Everything happens in 3s. Expect 3 people to leave your life. And if they've been in this domineering energy, you already know who they are. You are going to resolve this to some sort of communication that kind of sets everything ablaze. And then you're like, okay, cheers. They're probably not going to like your cheers. You're like, well, look, isn't this better? They're going to dig their heels in and say, no, it's not, because it's not on their terms. So that's something, excuse me, that's something you're going to need to understand, that your terms are not their terms, but you've had enough. This Nine of Cups is like, I'm seeking my ultimate internal happiness, right? That Nine of Cups is on your own. It's independent, and it's the end of a situation, you know, being had. In regards to this masculine energy, what is going on here, Spirit? Where is this masculine? Star, Pluto and Aquarius. So I feel like this is destined to happen. The Chariot, the King of Wands. I'm so tired. For like, it's been almost a year, I think the King of Wands has been just running rampant in these readings. The Star, the Chariot. There's that song with, not a line dance, but one of those dances, and the song is Reverse, Reverse, right? I can't remember what it's called. That's the Spirit. They're just going reverse, 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 reverse. And you ever see like some of the videos of the animals where they're like jumping around and they go from here to there, especially cats, right? Like doing this whole thing. Like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Which way is the ball going? As they're saying that to me, that's the image I'm getting. So this person, once you flip the script, they don't know what way they're going. They're going to start to backpedal on their stance. Not because they want to, but because they realize they're not getting what they wanted. So you need to be aware. If you're putting the car in reverse, if you're turning around, you're going back to look at something. Being that Mercury retrograde is coming out of retrograde and going direct, where they should have been doing the introspection during this course of Mercury retrograde. There's aggression coming in with Mars in retrograde, going, why didn't I do this sooner for them? Or I didn't want to have to see that part of myself. I didn't want to have to see this for what it was. Spirit's saying, expect a fiery climax to this with this person. They may self-implode. Call it an emotional meltdown. Call it a temper tantrum. Call it whatever you want to. But they are not going to be happy. For you, collective, that whole, why didn't I do this sooner? Because it's going to be very freeing and very liberating. You're leaning forward with the Queen of Cups. They're going reverse with the Chariot. That's going back. You can't go back and undo the things that you did. It's like, once you do something, you can't undo it. Once you say something, you can't take that back. And this is, I think, a very valuable lesson for this masculine energy is once you do something, it's been seen. Once you say something, it's been heard or it's been read. How are you going to retract that? The facts are the facts. They are what they are. It's being seen. They got careless, thinking it would lead them to a sense of victory. The Nine of Swords is like, I made some piss poor decisions. Okay? So do know that, they're gonna lean back into something. Apology. There it is. Page of Cups. Or Knight of Cups, I'm sorry. Is their Knight of Cups authentic? Because this is coming to a close. The Ten of Pentacles is a completion. The World card, I feel like that Eight of Cups is you. Take your riches. Take your money. Take your practicality. Take your money and shove it up your ass. And go, oh my God, how many of you experience, like, there's a few out there going, oh, but wait, hold on. But wait, there's more. When we lean into love and we do things for the right reasons, everything we need follows. Very, very important. Don't rely on this dominant place or person or job, friend, to be your stability and security. Because that whole structure is done. It's not something that we can continue to live under. It's a false pretense. That's what creates tower moments, is the false pretense of what we think it's going to be. Or a structure that we failed to realize that there was problems with to begin with, right? There's a lot of spirits using the word conundrums to this. And I think that these are things that you may have saw in the past, but didn't give it the full weight because you yourself at that point weren't ready to see. There was something about this experience that you had to go through to learn. And now that Pluto in Aquarius is coming in after this Gemini full moon, that's when the reality of it all is going to sink in. Okay. So what is it with the sun? What is the sun illuminating here? Happiness. King of Pentacles. You can be your own King of Pentacles, collective. You can do it your own way. It's like I can achieve what I need to on my own. And again, maybe that path forward isn't super clear. Look at that. The Ten of Swords. This is about the only Ten of Swords I've ever seen in a deck that I love. And if you look at that card, it's as if those 10 swords are being pulled from his back rather than dug in. You think about the light. Like, I always think about this card in the sense of Beauty and the Beast. And I think I might have used this analogy before. In the movie The Beauty and the Beast, he's obviously morphed into this beast. A spell was cast, whatever. And somebody could have, I'm going to say it. I'm just going to fucking say it. Somebody could have cast a spell or words or thoughts or whatever, black magic or anything that's been a recurrent theme the past month or so. Whatever they had put on you, divine protection is releasing it. Maybe you had to undergo a feeling, a rough time, a difficult period, to kind of remind you and show you what you're made of and show you what does not work so that you can do better moving forward, right? You can't heal in places that have broken you. So this is like, okay, we're going to pull these 10 swords from your back. We're going to allow those wounds in your back, collective, to start to heal up, right? We don't even need a Band-Aid. We don't need Neosporin. We don't need, Bacitracin and whatever. Like, we're going to let to start those wounds heal. And I will also say, in PS, right, I am not a doctor. I cannot diagnose anybody. But I will also say this, if the shoe fits, wear it. If you've had some ill health lately, if you've had some things that were difficult, you could be finding more holistic ways of handling them that are working better for you than anything else, and you could really start to be feeling physically better, mentally better as this proceeds, because you're looking upon a star, you're looking upon a wish, like the sun is a star, like looking towards the light, looking towards the beauty of things, looking towards happiness and unity. This changes the direction. There's, the Beauty and the Beast thing is like when he starts to it lifts him up in the air and there's all these little like sparkles or magic dust or whatever it is that's going on around him, he begins to transform into this new version of himself. Same thing with this 10 of Swords. They are pulling those swords. You see even up there at the top, it looks like a rainbow. It's all going to be the perception, and some people are not willing to deal with the perception of the fact in which you are changing for the better. You are becoming a lighter being. Try not to get too up in the clouds, up in your head, though, about this. Keep a practical stance, reality-based, right? Don't get too dreamy, because I feel like that would make it feel, whatever you're working towards, it's going to make it feel overwhelming. Keep it very basic. Keep it very simple so that you're building solid foundations moving forward, okay? The Sun. What is the Sun and the King of Pentacles about? 8 of Cups. Again, this is you moving on, moving past an emotionally defeating situation. It was like Spirit saying defeating your adversaries. And I don't even think that you realized there were adversaries in the process. Like, you could have had a sneaking suspicion about certain people, had a little bit of like an off vibe in certain working dynamics, and just kind of was like, if they don't bother me, I won't bother them, right? Same kind of deal with this bird. Is tuck your tail and just keep going, pretend you don't see them, and hopefully everything, it's like walking on eggshells, hopefully everything will be fine. But Spirit, with this 5 of Swords, I don't care for the 5 of Swords typically, but this is like defeating your adversaries. And what's crazy is like these people were very much a win at all cost, and collective, whatever loving way that you've addressed things, whatever way you just spoke a truth, weren't brash, lived in love, lived in light, that became their behavior became their own self-sabotage. Them sitting in the 5 of Swords and the King of Pentacles, where that's the only thing that they were focused on, is what becomes their ultimate downfall. Make sense? I hope so. So 8 of Cups is, again, take the money, take the riches, take the practicality, take their version of all of those things and stick it. Because it doesn't need to tie you. The toxicity of this is it doesn't need to tie you into their way of being. You can have all of those things on your own. You don't need it from them, or you can have it elsewhere. It doesn't have to be from a particular source who thinks that they get to demand that of you. Okay? So I'm going to see in regards to where you are going with this, with the Sun for the collective spirit. Judgment and the Ace of Wands. This and the Sun, that's the 3rd time in this particular line I have seen the Sun. 10 of Wands, Spirit saying laying your burdens down. Some of you, again, I said, could be feeling better, right? That Queen of Wands, she's beautiful, she's abundant, she's intuitive, she's all these things. It took you a long time to get past this roadblock in trying to feel better, maybe, you know, just self-esteem wise, confidence wise, feeling better about yourself, that in itself seems to lighten the load. So when you're going through and you're making decisions, you don't have that extra thing kind of weighing you down. It wasn't so much a mentality of, if I felt better, then I could do X, Y, and Z. It was just like, I don't have the energy. You could have felt very drained of energy to make a lot of things happen. Just everything seemed to be super overwhelming or super tiring. For you, finally calling things out for what they are, and inspiring action in the same time for yourself. Happiness, abundance, joy, new life, creativity, abundance. I say abundance. Let me reiterate, abundance. And abundance is going to come in different forms for you. So what is this going to look like? What is the sun going to look like? You know, this could also be I was going to say a family issue. There it comes, Mother of Cups, right? Nurturer of the family. She's the giver. This could be somebody calling out a family situation and defending a new way of being, a new version of events, a new reality, right? Nine of Pentacles, finally being willing and able to just stand up for what you believe in and being okay with that. Anything that creates a threat, it's like, you think about snakes and eggs. That mother duck is going to protect her eggs. She will swat that thing with a feather or whatever she's got. She will pluck at it with its bill. Like, whatever it takes. What is that? Imagine Dragons. Whatever it takes is coming through. Whatever it takes. You're gonna protect what you love. You're going to protect who you love. You're going to protect the things that are important to you, the things that you want to nurture. And, you know, without resolve, like, they're looking at this like, you don't get to go there. Three of Swords, but you do it out of the pain. You know, that's Ten of Cups. From the Three of Swords to the Ten of Cups. Tired of feeling the same pain, letdown, agony that comes with certain people and situations. Though it's always the letdown. Maybe people telling you why you can't get to X, Y, and Z. Why you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. And it's taking that pain and turning it into power and purpose. And I think that the clarity that comes in with this full moon and following it is going to be the driving factor for you to go on and move forward. Okay? So let's see here. What else? For this libido, please, Spirit. For the libido card, what is this moving forward? December 17th could be important. Now, I will tell you, I don't know if there's any astrology to support that specific day. I'm not sure. But the King of Cups, the Death card. Five of Pentacles. The real losses have yet to occur. And I think that this, you know, the days, I'm going to say this, the days of, when I say to you that the real losses have yet to occur, like, I feel wherever you thought there had been losses or upsets, those weren't the real losses. That was the healing. When I see the Sun with the Five of Pentacles, that's the healing of a particular situation. It's drawing light to it. You now see that link, right? You look at the Sun. It's lighting its way from one to the other. Let me show you the way. These were falsified foundations. This was not enough. There had to be some sort of conflict here, some sort of loss, to make you have to see things differently so you could draw a different conclusion and further take different action. Okay? The loss is what is being left behind. You could see it as a loss. Some things are bittersweet, right? We couldn't imagine X, Y, and Z not in our lives. However, King of Cups, the Death card. You taking that action towards that, mastering that. The biggest loss is when you actually go. It has yet to happen entirely. But when you truly turn your back on a situation, that's when the loss occurs. And I said to you too about an apology, and I said about that maternal energy and the paternal energy, divine masculine, divine feminine. Do you see this woman in this card with that child, carrying that child? He's got his hat down. You look back into like the olden days. Take my hat off. You know, they show up at your door and, ma'am, I'm sorry to say. Ma'am, we came to give you an apology. Ma'am, here's the news. All of a sudden, we're feeling remorseful. Those fives are also remorse, their guilt, their loss, their conflict, their internal battles, their struggles. It's every man out for himself. It's learning. The fives are a change. And only through adversity do we learn. All of a sudden, I'm seeing this Five of Pentacles, again, almost as an apology. Like, ma'am, I'm sorry. Sarah, I'm sorry. John, I'm sorry. Kate, I'm sorry. Little late now, the damage has been done. Spirit's telling you not to be unmerciful, if that's how you say it. But it's almost like, just go. Just go, I'm good. I'm okay. Don't forget, though, to acknowledge the disappointment, because that still has an impact on you. Ask yourself why you feel the way you feel and address it, because you don't want that Ten of Swords that's being pulled out of your back and this healing that's starting to take place. You don't want to self-sabotage the healing as well. Okay? So let's see. Where's my deck? King of Cups, the Death card. Scorpio energy times 2 there. I got Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Extra heavy on the Leo energy as well. Again, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We got the Queen of Cups here twice. Chariot, so Cancer, Aquarius with the Star. A lot of big players here. Four of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the Death card. Five of Wands. I'm telling you, there's a lot of change that is happening under this full moon. What is this? Four of Pentacles, the Death, and the King of Cups. King of Cups. Queen. You got the King of Cups here twice. I said about the apology. Four of Pentacles. Trying to hold on to what represented emotional stability. And again, this need to heal, Temperance, the World, Temperance, and the Nine of Pentacles, to do it on your own. So whatever looking like doing it on your own is. And I'll say to you too, like, if it's a situation like a job where you've worked with a bunch of other people and you're going on your own, maybe you are starting your own business or something, but just the fact that you take the Spirit saying credit of accountability for yourself and going, I don't want to be a part of this anymore, and you take yourself and you on your own and go elsewhere to invest into something else, it's still on your own. You're making a solid soul personal decision for yourself. So I don't know why, but in case somebody's wondering that's what Spirit's bringing in. And this is someone who's, Ten of Wands. For you, you're done. Nine of Cups repeating. Gemini. There's that Gemini moon. My happiness is elsewhere. Plain and simple. I'm tired of holding on to the hurt, the pain, the disappointment. I'm moving on elsewhere. It's really a very healthy energy to be in after a period of just Spirit saying sarcasm and turmoil. So maybe that's what you've been dealing with, some sarcastic personalities. I don't know where the hell this phrase just came from, but the vault is growing. I have no idea what that means, but the vault is growing. So take that for whatever it resonates for you, okay? Ace of Wands, moving forward, that's the second. Ace of Wands is here twice. Ten of Swords. I do understand they will blame you. They will probably have some not nice things to say, because God forbid somebody take responsibility, right, for their own actions. The Magician, oh my God, the Judgment card, and the Ten of Swords ends up on the bottom again. Five of Cups, Two of Swords. I said there's regret and loss in this. Page of Wands. This is somebody who thought they could play a game. Whether this has been going on for years, days, months, weeks, whatever. It's like going in oh so slowly. I'm going back to that icky snake energy. It slowly coils itself around you, right? Page of Wands. God, I hate that card. So grimy to me. It will slowly coil itself around you, eventually trying to devour you. Son of Pentacles, slowest moving knight, right? Slowly coiling itself around you, wrapping you up into where they want you to stay stuck. That wand is stuck. That snake is all around it. It's sucked up in the in-between, leaving you feeling loss and lack, making you feel bad. They have tried. And it's like then the tables turn, the Two of Swords. There's now a decision to be made because something is being seen. Didn't want to see it for a really long time, right? Didn't want to acknowledge that this could potentially be the case, and that's when the sun starts to come out. That's when the dawn of a new day starts to occur. And then you've got the Ten of Swords, realizing how fucking ridiculous this situation has been. How much backstabbing, talking, gossiping, all of those things that have happened. Everything that Gemini stands for is coming to a culmination on the 15th. And it's here. It's coming. It's days away. This will release you. I'm curious, while we're here, what comes in next week for the collective? What is the collective looking at next week? I said, feminine energy. There she is. The mother, the wheel. It's like bulldozing over the lies. Bulldozing over the nonsense. Like I just see that wheel running forward and taking out this joker. This jackal. Is that what they call them, jackals back in the day? Something? I don't remember. But I see it running forward. And you are initiating that karmic exchange. You may have sat there. You may have taken it on. You may have nurtured all of these things. And it's like, I will not let my dreams be ran over. I will not be ran over. I will not be roadkill for you. Let the wheel loose. And if it takes you out in the process, that's on you. But it is not on me. I won't be the roadkill in this situation. Beautiful energy of the mother here. 14. Let's see. 5. She invokes change. She invokes change. What else for next week for the collective? What can they look forward to after this, Gemini? I mean, look at this. I do understand for some of you, some of these people, these situations are going to, again, apologies kind of coming back around. They're still aiming for you. They don't want to let it go. You could walk away from a job and 2 days later they call you and go, hey, we got a new offer for you. Would you reconsider? It could be a relationship and you all agree that you're done, and then a couple days later they're like, oh, by the way, can we make this work? Can we try again? You could see this redundant energy still of somebody trying to work with you in some way, okay? Your focus isn't on that anymore. They've not only have they blocked you, they've also blocked themselves. You're taking one exit, they're taking the other, right? It's like, it's going to take you different places. It's like walking out of a building. You ever leave like a show or something and there's an exit door to your left and an exit door to your right? You're making an exit because it's like you're both taking different routes in life, and it's necessary. Again, communication between the two of you coming back through next week. It's then you sort through the debris. They're hoping you'll say yes, but I see you meeting with others, doing other things, birthing something new. This is a new you. Some of you could be starting new routines, health. I said it's time to move on and move forward, and that's where you're headed, and you're willing to do it with strangers if you have to. I will say to you this: you could have somebody in your life for many, many years, and you meet somebody new, friend, whatever, and they've been in your life for a week. They could have better intentions for you than the person that's been there the whole time. What does this new person represent to the collective? They're going to change the way you see life, and they're going to help assist you in this new journey forward. The Tower, the Fool, the Wheel, or Work, I'm sorry. They're going to help guide you. There is some kind of guiding light coming in to assist you, but not before this blow up. Not before the end of this situation comes to a culmination. You will be seen, you will be heard. I am leaving it there. I hope this reading was helpful. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Personal reads, again, open and available. Email down below. Reach out to me. We'll get you scheduled. I hope you all are doing well. Take care of yourselves. Sending you so much love. See you soon. Bye.